Friday night. What do you say, Bob?
Should be an interesting evening for football here at McCamley. Both Northern and Central come in with pretty good teams. Central probably over the years has been a little bit stronger and has dominated the series, but Portage Northern looking to change that tonight.
Portage Central's already out on the field. They'll be the visitors this year. And here come the Huskies. Portage Central comes in at 3-1. They are 3-0 in conference play. Portage Northern comes in at 2-2 and 2-1 in conference play. And here come the Huskies.
Both teams obviously fired up for this inter-city rivalry.
It's a great community event. We'll have close to 3,500 or 4,000 fans here. They're still rolling in, and we'll have probably standing room only along the fence line. Portage Central will be in the white visiting uniforms with the yellow gold pants. Portage Northern will be in the brown uniforms, dark brown for the home unis, and the white pants with a brown stripe. Portage Central is coached by Bob Knight, and Portage Northern is coached by Pete Skirmahorn. We're just about ready for action here. Portage Central will be kicking off. They'll be defending the north goal. Portage Northern will be number 7, Justin Sportel, and number 5, Joe Gibson. Kicking off for Portage Central will be number 73, Brian King. There's the whistle, and we're ready for action. Friday night football at its best. Kicks on the front line and hits somebody. We got a loose ball. We'll have to see what happens here, folks.
Mad scramble for the ball. Both teams think their players got it.
Huskies get the ball. Oh, that was an exciting off start. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but we got a line drive kick from King. It hit one of the front linemen, bounced off, went back, and then we had a mad scramble. So Huskies will take over with great field position, 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line.
Well, I can't believe that was an onside kick just because of the velocity it had coming off his foot. That was about 4 feet off the ground, hit somebody. Portage Northern got pretty lucky to get it, and they, like you said, they got great field position.
Baraka steps underneath. He'll do the quarterback duties. We got Sorrentos in motion, and we got a bad snap right away between our center and the quarterback Baraka, and Kelly Baraka was able to land on it. So that's going to go down as about a 1-yard loss, and that'll bring up 2nd down 11. Sophomore's got to be a little nervous right now. It's this big game.
Probably the biggest game of his career. In fact, definitely is. Perform in front of a lot of people here at night, most of the city of Portage. See if he can do it a little better the second time.
Well, last time we watched these guys play, he had a couple fumbles with the snap, so him and Derek got to get things going. Joe Sorrentos again.
Of course, those 2 long TD runs made up for him.
Tried to run a little counter play. Gibson carried the ball. Got a pretty good front up there by Portage Central. Got a lot of people coming up field. Gibson made a cut, picks up about 3 yards on the carry. That'll bring up 3rd down. We'll say a long 8. Ball's on Portage Central's 49-yard line. Sorrentos in the backfield with Baraka and Gibson.
Central comes with the blitz, covered pretty well.
Ball's up in the air, and that's going to fall incomplete. A lot of pressure by number 34, Corey Johnson, on Kelly, and he had to get rid of it.
Well, Central brought quite a few of their players on the blitz. Northern handled it for the first couple seconds. Baraka tried to scramble out and didn't find anybody open, had to throw it away.
TJ Kosminski will do the punting for Northern. Back deep for Portage Central are number 20, Shannon Manderfield, and number 11, Brian Evans. Manderfield picks it up, and he's getting stuck hard. That's a big hit by number 56, Terrence Hudson. TJ tried to keep it away, but Portage Central with 2 deep. Manderfield made a nice catch, got probably about a 10-yard return. Portage Central will take over, 1st and 10 at about their own 31-yard line. 4 plays and out for Portage Northern. Portage Central steps up to the line. Evans at quarterback. Gives it to the first man through. Running the inside-outside veer.
Well, Central's been successful with that veer offense for a number of years, going back at least into the early 80s, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. They've had some excellent success making the playoffs a number of times in recent years. So the coaches and the players are all familiar with running that offense, and when you feel comfortable, you usually do something pretty well.
Pick up 5 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. In the backfield is Brooks. Brooks gets the pitch on a quick. Get a block out fried. Dresden tries to string it along. Brooks takes it all the way out the sideline. It's going to pick up about 6 yards, and that should give Portage Central a 1st down.
Tackle by number 5, Joe Gibson for the Huskies.
Nice job by Portage Central, getting somebody out in front. Try to kick it out. Joel doing a nice job of following his blockers. Portage Central have it 1st down and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Brooks and Johnson in the backfield along with Evans. Quick hitter up the middle. Great defense by number 70, Nick Kowal, along with number 33, Justin Hopwood.
Good penetration there by Kowal. Stopped the play before it really had a chance to get going.
Yeah, that's a nice defensive read by Portage Northern. They read that all the way. They stepped up and made a nice play.
Portage Central will have the ball about their own 42. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Got 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Portage Central comes out with twins right, tight end left. Evans running the option. Pitches to Brooks. Brooks trying to get to the corner. Pretty good move. Good blocks out front. Nice run. Boy, Evans paid the price on that one, though, didn't he?
Yeah, once again, Joe Gibson, he's a team captain out there. He comes up, makes a nice play.
That'll bring up 3rd and about 6 for the Mustangs.
Well, and I'm sure these are the type of yardages Coach Skirmahorn wanted to keep Portage Central in. Their offense isn't quite as effective when they're facing 3rd and long, and a big reason for that is stopping them on 1st down, holding to no gain or a loss. I'm sure he feels if he can do that, they're going to win a lot of these battles.
Portage Central's usually predominantly run. We'll see what kind of pass patterns they have here. Here comes the option. Looks like he's going to try to run it himself. Brian Evans coming upfield is Mike Oldenwall, and that's a pretty good play.
Nice defense by the Huskies there.
Strung it out. That might go as a loss of about 2. They tried to run a little bit counter action there in the backfield, but Evans didn't have anybody to pitch to, so he was forced to keep it.
No, it was a nice job by the whole side of the defense. They kept stringing it out, and finally Oldenwald came up, left his receiver, and made the play on the quarterback.
4th down and about 7 for Portage Central. Nick Anderson, number 25, will kick it for the Mustangs. Back deep for the Huskies. Number 10, Kelly Baraka. Good snap, good kick. One hop, Baraka makes a cut. He's trying to get to the outside, cuts it back up. Got about an 8-yard return. Huskies will take it 1st and 10 at about their own 25-yard line.
Good job fielding the ball there by Baraka. Last thing they need is for that ball to hit his hands and come bouncing off. Well, I think he's probably settled down a little bit. He's had 3 plays to run that offense. Got a chance there to run a little bit, get hit, and I'm sure he'll be more confident in this series.
1 possession each for the Huskies and the Mustangs. We've got 8:06 left in the 1st quarter. Baraka along with Sarantos and Luke at fullback, and Gibson running the inside to the fullback, giving it to Luke. Not much there. Great job by the interior, number 76, Jim Kilcoyne on a tackle. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies. Scott Dresden checks in.
Looks to me, Bob, like most of these, both these teams are trying to establish a little bit of a running game here, and so far it hasn't been too successful. So we'll see which team opens up the pass first.
Sorrentos in motion. Baraka running the option. He's trying to get a block out front. He's got one. Trying to get around a corner. Pretty good run. Pickup of about 7 yards.
Nice block by Sorrentos on the corner there after he took the fake, opened up the outside for Baraka.
Number 11, Brian Evans, came up, made a nice tackle on that. He's 6'1", 175 pounds, and he's a senior, so a nice play.
Two-way starter. He's also the quarterback for the Mustangs. Playing free safety. 3rd down and about 4. Huskies have it on their own 32-yard line. Gibson in motion. Here comes the counter. Give it to Sorrentos. Get a block out front. Great cut. He could go. He's to the 50, to the 40, down to the 30. He's got 1 man left. Down to the 5, 10. Touchdown! Huskies. Sorrentos all the way down to the end zone for the Huskies. We're going to call it a 68-yard touchdown run.
Who was the wing back?
And then didn't come back. Gibson went in motion the other way, and they came back on counter. Somebody got cut.
Well, we got a great kick-out block. We don't know who it was, but that was a great cut by Joey Sorrentos, and he had one person to beat, and that was number 22, Rob Melsby. He tried to make a shoestring tackle and didn't get enough of him. TJ Kosminski gets the PAT, and that puts the Huskies up 7-0 with 6:27 left in the first quarter. Oh, big play.
Bob, that's the exact same play that Northern pulled out of their hat a couple weeks ago when they played Niles at home in their home opener. Really started to open up their offense. They ran that option, pulled the defensive backs up, pulled the linebackers in, and then they ran that counter option or counter draw, and real successful a couple weeks ago also.
Well, the home crowd is going crazy. The Mustangs find themselves in the hole early on in the game. The whole key to that play was the block. We got a great kick-out block. Sorrentos made a cut, and he put it into high gear, and then it was a foot race. TJ Kosminski will do the kicking chores here. Back deep for the Mustangs. Evans, Manderfield, and Anderson. There's the kick. It's on the ground. Got to get some coverage down there. It's picked up by number 84, David Kill. And he returns it for about 10 yards.
Well, it looks like both teams are trying to prevent the long run back. They've probably seen some films where both teams are able to get some yardage when they get in the long kick. So they're trying to squib it or at least keep it low and get some of those up front people running it.
Justin Hopwood made a nice hit on that young man. He's also a captain for Portage Northern, 5'11", 185 pounds. He stood him right up, made a nice hit.
Coach Skirmahorn and I talked about that in his interview today. We talked about special teams. Portage Central's started the game in the past few years with a long kickoff return to put the Huskies down early, so keeping it on the ground kind of eliminates that. Evans on a quick pitch to Brooks. Big sick fumble on the play, and I think the Huskies got it. Big hit up front.
Yeah, Bob, I didn't catch the number who made that hit, but it was a textbook
I think
tackle.
it was either Matt Luke or Carl Miller, and they put their helmet right on the football,
It was Matt Luke.
and it
Exactly
popped it
right.
out. Mustangs recover, so it'll be 2nd down and 9.
And that's just the way they teach you to put the tackle. You put your head to the side, you put it on the ball, you try to knock that ball out, and you drive your shoulder right into his midsection. He did that against a bigger running, and Nice cause of the fumble, but looks like Central's going to have second down.
Portage Central split backs, double tight, wide receiver on the far side. Quarterback follow with Evans. Joe Gibson on the tackle, along with number 45, Joe Blackport. That'll bring up third and about 6 for the Mustangs. Ball's on their own 41-yard line. We've got 5 minutes and counting left in the first quarter. Same formation, double tight split backs. Wide receiver to the wide side of the field. And we got a offsides against the Huskies. That'll push the Huskies back 5 yards and make it a lot easier for the Mustangs now. Instead of being 3rd and 6, we're going to have 3rd and short.
Maurice McKinley stepped over and couldn't get back in time. Unfortunate for the Huskies.
The crowd's filling in. Pretty good turnout here. Standing room only on Portage Central's side. Beautiful night for football. Temperatures are cool.
3rd and very short. Got a number of plays you can run, one of which being the quarterback sneak with no nose guard directly over.
They're going with Brooks straight up the middle on the dive. He's going to pick up about 3 yards, and that was a good play.
Good push on the left side of the line by the Mustangs there.
Number 82, Scott Dresden, had to come up and make the tackle. Portage Central on their second possession. Sustaining a pretty good drive right now. Evans underneath, doing a quarterback follow, and there's nothing there. Good defense. I don't know if that was supposed to be a good read there or not. He thought about giving a quick hitter to Brooks. He kept the ball, tried to follow, and got stuffed up by Hopwood. He tried to string it out, didn't find any room.
I think you're right, Bob. I think if he had that play over again, he would have given the ball up the middle to Brooks and taken his chances with him. As it was, he got stopped for about a yard loss.
You know, Northern's doing a really good job against Portage Central's run. It's just a matter of time here before we start seeing Central trying to throw the ball.
And they're good at that when they like to run the back out of the backfield and they roll out. Here comes the first play, the tight end coming down the middle, and he's got it. That's number 84, David Kill. He did a nice little release and went straight down the middle of the field. Evans put the ball right where it had to be. It was just a little bit behind him, just out of the reach of the linebacker, and that's a big play for the Mustangs.
Well, I think the Central coaches heard Mark here in the booth next door and called that play from up in the booth.
That'll set it up now at 1st and 10 on the Huskies' 33-yard line. Mustangs moving the ball.
Portage Central traditionally likes to run the ball. That's how they usually beat people. They just keep running right up the middle. But Northern did a nice job. So.
Got the counter on the inside. That was number 25, Nick Anderson, on the carry. He picked up about 4. Make it 2nd down at about 6. Mustangs just inside the 30-yard line of the Huskies. Evans is calling a play. Clock's ticking with about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Portage Northern up 7-0. Double tight split backs. Running the option. Give it to the first man. That's Brooks. Pretty good defensive stand there. Bunch of Huskies. Joel Blackport. Justin Hopwood. Scott Dresden, all there to help make the tackle.
Brings up a critical 3rd down here for both Portage Central and Northern. Northern obviously would like to stop them here before they get too close to scoring range. Portage Central probably out of field goal range, so they need a 1st down to keep this drive alive.
They're pretty close. They'll probably be 2-down territory if they can't get
Bob,
the...
they're either going to run the option or they're going to pass.
Here comes the option.
There
Kick it out to Brooks, and he's got some running room. Big hit.
Oh,
Big hit. Number 91, Ben Herson. He and Joel Brooks ran into each other, and Joel Brooks got the better of him. That probably gave a little stinger to Ben Herson. That's a pickup of about 6 yards. That's going to move it inside the Huskies' 20-yard line to about the 18. First and 10 for the Mustangs.
The outside linebacker put a nice hit on the quarterback. The person responsible for the pitch was a little bit caught off guard. Looked like he got clipped or got blocked by the wide receiver and didn't get there until just past the first down.
Yeah, that looked like that play was going to go for a lot when it just had a 2-on-1 out there with Evans and Brooks. And when Evans made the pitch, Brooks looked like he had a lot of room.
And it was a nice decision by Evans. He waited to the last minute and drew his man in and pitched it to Brooks.
Well, we got our first time out. The Mustangs, with 1:20 left in the first quarter, going to take time to talk things over, set up the plays. Probably got some information up in the booth. 4-down territory. Possible field goal. Mustangs making a nice drive here. They're eating up a lot of time, moving down the field, picking up 4 and 5 of them on each play.
Yeah, Coach and I realizing this is a huge possession for Portage Central. Northern taking the momentum with that with their first touchdown. They really want to make sure they got their plays called right, taking a look at what Northern's running, and I think a timeout's a good idea here. Get his guys settled down and make sure that they got the right plays going.
Big crowds. Standing room only, lots of people around the fence. People still trying to find a seat on both sides of the field. Just an exciting night for football. It's great for Portage Public Schools and the community. And here come the Mustangs. Evans stops underneath. Running a quick hitter, and that's Anderson. He breaks free. I'm sorry, it's not Anderson. Manderfield. Oh, he hit that hole in a hurry. They run the inside veer. He got to the secondary. Secondary got just a little bit of him, and he broke free, and he found pay dirt. So that'll put the Mustangs on the board with 6 points. Good read by Brian Evans on a veer. Number 73, Brian King. He'll attempt the PAT.
Good blocking on that play, but once he got past the linebackers, he was gone. Pretty quick, Manderfield is.
There's the snap and a hold. Kick is up. And it is good. With 1:15 left in the first quarter, we are tied 7-7.
Brian King shows a pretty good leg there. That ball would have been good from probably 20 or 30 yards out.
Manderfield checks in at about 5'6", 140 pounds. Not real tall, not real big, but you're right. He looks like he's got some quick feet, a little scat back. And he did an excellent job there of finding the hole and getting his shoulders square and breaking free of tackles.
Yeah, he made a couple of really nice cuts once he got to the secondary.
Huskies will set up a return. Let's see if this one's exciting as the first one on opening kickoff.
I'm sure Northern's coaches have had a long talk with this front five about making sure that before they turn around, that ball's over their head.
Yeah, pretty odd, 2 onside kicks in a row, one from Northern, one from Central. You just don't see that too often. We'll see what happens here.
Might be another squib attempt. We got 1:15 left in the first quarter, 7-7 game. Brian King set to kick off. Sportel and Gibson deep. Here's the same kick.
Yep.
And this time, we get the cover up by number 22, Trevor Freeland.
Nice job by Freeland there.
A good hands man right there. That really helps the Huskies. It's going to give them a great field position. 1st and 10 about their own 47-yard line.
Well, and after watching King boot that extra point, I'm convinced he could kick that thing down at least around the 5-yard line. I'm a little surprised after that first attempt they didn't just try to boot it out of the end zone.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that first kick by Portage Central was intentional onside, as well as obviously that one.
Huskies come out. We got a fumble on the play. The ball's loose, and it's going to look like it's going to be picked up by the Mustangs. It's still loose. Oh, we might get the ball back.
Yeah, 5. Joe Gibson might have gotten it.
They'll have to sort this one out. The Huskies came out in a power formation, and Sorrentos didn't get the handoff, and the ball flopped around, kicked around, and it was still free, and finally Joe Gibson got it.
Bob, I'm sure that's not the way the coaches drew that one up, but that's a nice 5-yard gain on that play.
It sure is. We got second down at about 5. The Huskies are inside Portage Central territory at their 47-yard line.
And it's starting to sprinkle here at McCamley Field. A little chilly, and the rain's going to make it even worse for these guys.
Sorrentos in motion. Luke is the fullback. Gibson the other running back. We're running the option. There's the pitch. Good hands by Sorrentos. Pretty good cut. Picks up about 4 yards. That'll bring third down and short.
Third down and a couple here. I look for Portage Northern to probably option the ball this time.
Well, either the option or that cutback play that they've been running that Sorrento scored on. That's been working real well for them. I think they got a couple of different options.
Yeah, that counter play. Sorrentos is a young kid. He's only a sophomore, but he's tough. He's big. He's pretty quick. I'm a big fan of that young Sorrentos.
Well, it looks like we got a timeout here. End of the first quarter.
Got the Husky fight song. We've got a 7-7 tie at the end of the first quarter. Each team with a couple possessions. The Huskies got the big play on a 68-yard touchdown run by Joe Sorrentos. The Mustangs took the following possession, and they marched about 60 yards, picking up 5 at a shot, and they finished it off when Manderfield went in from about the 12-yard line.
Pretty good example of how these teams score. Northern, for the most part, has been a big play offense. They've been scoring on plays over 50 yards. Portage Central would prefer to grind the clock out, go on some prolonged drives. But each team's scoring. Each team's been effective so far.
Portage Northern's defensive coach, Dave Lang's done a nice job of really watching some films and watching the Mustangs and pretty much stuffing the run. The Mustangs like to just keep running, run, you know. They like to just wear you down with that run. So I'm looking forward to seeing the second quarter here.
Well, when they run so much, it obviously makes that surprise pass so effective because the linebackers aren't dropping quite as quick and the safeties are coming up a little too quick.
So we'll switch ends here. Huskies now are heading to the south, defending the north goal.
Run the wishbone, handoff off tackle.
Sorrentos makes a great leap. Little scissors action on the wishbone. Sorrentos, second man through. He'll pick up about 5 yards, and that'll move the chains and give Huskies a 1st and 10 at the Mustangs' 39-yard line.
Well, he had a little seam right at the line of scrimmage, but then he bowled over the linebacker, and nice run there by Sorrentos.
Yeah, they're starting to sprinkle, and you're right, Bob. I don't think they had this in plans. Might make the field a little slippery, make the balls a little slippery.
Well, we've seen some fumbles already tonight. We wonder what the rain's going to do to that.
Here they come with the counter. Gibson makes a great cut. He's got big opening. Nice job on the counter. Good blocking up front. Gibson finds a seam, puts it in high gear, and he picks up about 8 yards. That'll bring up second down and short inside the Mustangs' 30-yard line.
Rob Melsby on the tackle.
Well, and once again, that counter's been effective all night.
Fans are starting to scramble for cover. Rain must be coming down a little harder. 2 wings with a fullback. Baraka underneath. Sportel's a wide out. He's running the option, try to do quarterback keeper. He might pick up close to about 1 yard, but he's still going to be short.
It's going to be close.
Should bring up about 3rd down inches. Here comes the big gentleman, Blackport and McKinley.
Wayne Hall with the initial hit on that.
Big defensive play here for the Mustangs. Look for a quick hitter here or even a quarterback sneak. Got the wishbone, giving it to the big man, McKinley. He spins, he's still using his legs, and it looks like he's got the first down.
Looks like he's got it. Nice firing off the line by the left side of Northern's line. The tackle and the guard really got a good push. Linebackers came up quick, but running back did a nice job keeping his legs moving. Spin move, got the first down.
Looked like number 22, Rob Melsby, again on the tackle. That'll move the chains. Huskies doing a nice job of moving the ball, picking up yardage, positive yardage on first down. Keep picking up 4 and 5, you're going to be successful. Gibson in motion, running the option. Kelly around a corner trying to get some blocks. He got a block from Gibson, and we got a flag. That's a late flag. We'll have to see what's going on. That was well behind the play. We got holding against the Huskies.
This one's going to come back, but Gibson, who was the pitch man, did a nice job of getting up front and putting a block on the outside linebacker and letting Baraka get a couple more yards.
Yeah, Portage Northern's been pretty successful with that. They get things strung out like that. It doesn't look like much going to happen. The back's probably been instructed to do that. Get up there in front, get a block for Kelly, and see if he can spring him.
Well, and Baraka's got such quick feet. He makes nice decisions, nice cuts at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Kelly Brock has been real successful running that option, tucking it up and running himself. A couple weeks back against Niles, he had a couple of nice, big, long runs. He's a real exciting quarterback to watch.
Well, this really hurts the Huskies. That holding call was behind the line of scrimmage, behind the play. We're going to call this second about 21. We got a pass play. Here comes the pressure. Kelly makes a nice move. He's got nothing left. He better get rid of it or hang on to it, one or the other. And he's going to get tackled for a big loss.
Well, that play hurts too. Baraka was obviously trying to make something happen, wanted to try to get around the outside defender. But that's what happens when you try to do something not successful. Big loss. Now they're looking at second and about 30.
Nice defensive job by the Mustangs. Got pressure on him to kick him out and force him there. Got some help from the corner and the linebacker, and they came up and they finished the job, moving the Huskies back even further.
Now this might be a good time for a trick play, some type of reverse, flea flicker, something to get the ball downfield. Cornerback's been playing up all game.
Look like the Mustangs are coming. We got second down and pretty close to 30 yards. Set up for the pass play. There's a quick slant. He's got Sportel. Good play. Brian Evans makes the tackle.
Well, and Kelly threw that right on a line, hit him in stride, and allowed that play to happen.
That's a pickup of about 17 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 15. Nice play. Kelly Baraka, a two-step slant. Hit Sportel right in stride. Brian Evans doing a nice job of making the tackle.
Well, and that throw's got to give Kelly some confidence, too. That was a perfect throw. Get him at least in reasonable chance to make the first down now.
3rd and a bunch, same play. Trying to get Sportel. He's going to try to make a move. A nice job by number 22, Rob Melsby, coming up from the corner position, going one-on-one with Sportel, and he made a nice tackle.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Melsby. He had him, like you said, one-on-one. Good chance for Northern to get the first down, but nice tackling technique there by Portage Central.
Sportel's got good hands. That ball was thrown a little high. It's wet out there. He managed to hang on to it and move upfield for a couple good yards.
He tried to bring the wing back out as a lead blocker and then run that quick hitter. This will bring up 4th down and 10. The Huskies are going for it. They're in 4-down territory. We got 7:20 left in the first half. Tie game, 7-7. Kelly gonna pass. He's throwing it up deep. That ball came off his fingers, and that one's gonna sail wide, incomplete, and the Mustangs will take over on downs.
Well, not a bad try there. You had 4th and 10 from about the 28. Really no chance of getting a field goal. A punt gets you probably 8 yards at the maximum, so might as well take a try down the field. Mark mentioned earlier this rain is coming down harder and harder. It's going to make this ball harder to catch and also harder to hold on to and to throw.
Yeah, it looked like Kelly had that one slip off the fingertips. Sportel was running more a little bit on the inside, and that one went over the outside shoulder. So the Mustangs take over at their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10, 7:12 left in the second quarter. Tie game. Running the veer. They got a fumble on the play, and we don't know. It looks like he tried to hand it off to the first man, which would have been Brooks. Neither had the ball.
Northern
I
says they've
believe the
got it.
Huskies
Haven't
got
seen
it.
official yet.
And we do. The Mustangs cough it up, trying to run the inside veer. And the Huskies will take over the Mustangs' 31-yard line.
Who came up with that ball? Anybody get a number on that young man?
I didn't either, Mark.
That's the 5th offensive fumble today. The first 4 recovered by the offense. This one recovered by the defense.
So there's our first turnover. Let's see if the Huskies can capitalize on it.
Yeah, that turnover could make a difference in this half. They're on the 30-yard line. If they can just hang on to the ball and put a drive together here, Northern's got a good shot at scoring.
Running with a counter. Joey Sorrentos makes a good cut, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. And a host of Mustangs make the tackle. Number 76, Jim Kilcoyne, one of them. Number 40, Chris Winkle did a nice job of coming upfield, making Sorrentos choosing the wide side. He got some help.
Looks like Portage Central starting to get Sorrentos' number there. That's that counter play that worked so well in the first quarter. Hasn't worked so well in the second quarter. So
Portage Central's doing a nice job of getting penetration. When we're trying to get the ball, we're already 2-3 yards in the backfield, and they're right there. So front line of the Huskies gonna start firing off the ball, opening up some seams. Quick hitter, Kelly Baraka. Does a quarterback follow, a good read. Fake the handoff to number 44, Matt Luke. He'll pick up a couple yards and get him just back inside the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up third. We'll call it a long 9.
Well, and these are the third downs Coach Skrumahorn wanted to stay away from. Any high school offense isn't effective if they're facing 3rd and long too often. They had 2nd and 30 back a while ago and 3rd and 15. They really need to try to keep those 3rd downs to 5 yards or under. That'll make their offense more effective. But see if they've got a long distance play here.
I'd like to see Northern either run the option or throw the ball.
Running the counter again, we fake it. We got a pass play, got some pressure from behind. He's wide open, Matt Luke out of the backfield. They'll get a favorable mark here, and that'll bring up first down for the for the Huskies at the 20-yard line of the Mustangs.
And nice catch there by 44 Luke. High in the air, went up, brought it down for the first down.
I think Northern does a good job of mixing up the option with a pass play. I like to see Baraka roll out. Sometimes the defense gets confused, thinks maybe he's throwing the ball, and then other times they're running the option. They do a good job mixing that up, and they pick up a lot of yards on both plays.
We've seen that play against Niles. It was big for the Huskies. Most of the cornerbacks and defensive backs are looking for the wideouts. Luke sneaks out of the backfield. Power football, giving it to McKinley. He finds a pretty good seam out of the wishbone. He'll pick up 2 or 3.
Nice hold, nice run there by McKinley. McKinley looks like he might be their power back, brought in to get some of those short yardage situations. Is running forward, running hard.
Nice tackle by Eric Fisher, number 55 for the Portage Central Mustangs.
Clock's ticking at 4:40 left in the half. Tie ball game. Huskies trying to take the lead here. Wishbone football again. Baraka steps underneath. Running power football, tackle. Sorrentos picks up a couple yards. That'll bring up third and about 5 for Portage Northern.
Well, and that's one of the things that double tight end wishbone formation does for you is you're usually not going to lose yards. You're going to run the ball up the middle from tackle to tackle, get positive yardage, and leave yourself with 3rd downs and short. And especially down at this end of the field, that's what you got to focus on.
Big play.
3rd and 4. I look for the option here.
Mustangs come up with a 5-man front. Actually, they got a few more up there. We got a 7-2. And we got the blitz. And we got a big play by number 87, Wayne Hall. He came in from the right side of the defensive end, and he got all of Kelly Baraka. That's going to push us back and make it 4th down at about 15.
Out of field goal range, unless they got somebody with a big leg.
Well,
They're
and
gonna spot that ball around the 25-yard line.
Hall's the safety, normally back 7 to 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, but they blitzed him. I think that's a good play. Nobody's assigned to block him. Came up. They know he's either going to run the pass or run the option, and had him going after the quarterback.
Mustangs came up with pretty close to 8 people in the box there. That's a lot of people to try to block. Comes the pass play, got the slant, ball thrown behind him. Boy, that's a pretty good pattern. If he leads him there with number 22, Rob Melsby coming up, that could be a very interesting play. Mustangs will take over on down, so the turnover doesn't haunt them.
That blitz on third down was a real good call by the Mustangs. Huge play.
Yeah, they came with the same look on that last one, too. They had 6 people up on the line of scrimmage with a couple linebackers, and 2 of them looked like they were blitzing, but they peeled off in coverage. Baraka just a little bit late on the pass, and a little bit behind Justin Sportel. Evans steps up to the line for the Mustangs. Running to the quick hitter, and that's Joel Brooks, and he's running hard. He hit that hole, and he got tackled, and he made a nice spin, and he broke it free, and he was in the secondary. We picked up about a 12-yard gain there. Mustangs are moving the chains.
Boy, Brooks is a hard runner.
1st and 10, their own 39-yard line. 2:45 left in the first half, 7-7 game. Counter. Got number 25, Nick Anderson. He got met at the line of scrimmage. Went off the first tackle, bounced it outside. He picked up pretty close to 16 yards, and that's going to move the chains again.
Well, that's the same counter play Portage Central ran when they scored the touchdown down at the other end. They do a nice job. They look like they're going to run the option. They run the counter right past the center, and they had a nice hole there on the left side of the
A couple of senior captains made nice tackle on that play. Could have gone all the way, but Joe Gibson and Scott Drysden put it
running a trap play, same thing here. Inside veer, running hard. Anderson again on a carry. He'll pick up 4 yards.
Will Page doing a nice job of just hanging on long enough to bring him down.
I talked to Coach Lascaridis, and he was worried about that inside counter, inside trap. Hoping that he might get some help from either his stinger or his middle linebacker. Mustangs content to stay in a double tight wishbone. We got a pass pattern. He's pumping it for the out pattern, laying it up, and this one's going to be out of bounds.
Well, Portage Central runs that veer handoff and option wide so well that makes that counter effective. If they're not able to run outside, or if that off tackle play isn't working, then the counter really doesn't have much chance.
Mustangs trying to get some bite on the quick out. Receiver cut it out, then up. It's going to bring 3rd, and we'll call it 7. Minute 53 left in the half.
I'd watch that. I'd watch the draw play, or that small back hitting the hole quick.
Yeah, Mustangs like to run that trap or draw on 3rd and long. Fake the draw, running the back out of the backfield, and that's Brooks. Catch is made, and he's tackled. It's going to be close to a first down.
Real close to the first down. Just depends on the mark now.
Nice job by Evans of getting rid of that ball. He's rolling to his left side, and he's right-handed. He put it right on the money.
Yeah, looks like they're going to mark him out of bounds about a yard short. Big decision here for Portage Central.
Minute 46 left. Get a first down here, and that'll stop the clock. Mustangs have it. 4th and 1 at the Huskies' 39-yard line.
If I'm the Mustangs, I definitely go for it.
Got a pro formation now. 2 wideouts, tight end to the right. One of the quarterback sneak.
Quarterback keeper. Looks like he's probably got it.
Nice job of spreading the defense there, giving the quarterback, Brian Evans, some room. He did the quick hitter. That'll move the chains, 1st and 10.
Portage Central stepping right up to the ball. They know the clock is going to start running here. They want to make sure they get some plays off and get in scoring position.
Running a pass play. Doing a quick out. Nice play. Brian Evans hitting number 44. Matt Schofield.
Scott Drysden pushes him out of bounds.
Good job of using the sideline here for the Mustangs in the last 2 minutes of this half.
Pickup of about 6 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 4. More importantly, it stops the clock. You got 1:33 minutes left. Mustangs have it on the Huskies' 31-yard line. Evans steps underneath. He's going to try the rollout. He's got Anderson out here. He got free of a tackle by Sorrentos. Ball's in the air, and it's intercepted. Number 21, he's running down the sideline. Willie Page comes up with a big play for the Huskies.
Well, Chris Jenny for Portage Central may have saved a touchdown there because Page looked like he had the sideline, had a seam, may have scored. Nice job by the lineman not to give up on that play to come over and knock him out of bounds.
Yeah, one block and Willie Page was gone.
It looked like Evans on that play. Knew he was getting pursued, knew he didn't have a whole lot of options out there. Kind of tried to throw it away. The ball got up and away from him. And nice interception by Page.
Nick Anderson was wide open, but they were unable to connect on that.
Yeah, it was pressure up front. Evans did a nice job eluding one tackler. Tried to force it. We got the counter again. Gibson running hard. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. We got a timeout. That'll stop the clock with 1:10 minutes left in the half. Tie game, 7-7. That's the 2nd turnover for the Mustangs.
That's the first time out by Portage Northern. They've got 2 left. They've got plenty of time at least to get the ball in field goal range. If they use their timeouts wisely, use the sideline, and try to get out of bounds after any running plays.
Conditions are still quite cool. The rain is falling. It's more like a mist, but it's going to get slippery out here. Hanging on to the football, footing. It's going to be a great second half. Got a barn burner now.
Yeah, and the rain may have led to that interception there.
The Mustangs have 2 turnovers, one on the fumble, the other on the interception, and that's a big play. Portage Central did a nice job of moving the ball down, using the sideline, stopping the clock, getting into the Husky territory, trying to take the go-ahead touchdown.
I'm sure Coach Skirmahorn's got some pretty good clock management lined up for this set of downs here. Let's see what he's got.
Sportel's a wide out. Got TJ Kosminski in the backfield. Ball's up in the air on a pass from Baraka. The intended receiver was Sorrentos, and that was thrown out of bounds.
Good decision there by Baraka. Both guys recovered, both the receiver downfield and Sorrentos down about 12 yards on the sideline. He put the ball where his guy could get it, nobody else, and keeps the clock stopped. Looked like Portage Central blitzed again, a couple of guys from the outside. Nice blocking by Northern, though, picking up both blitzers and giving Baraka at least a few seconds to get that pass away.
3rd down and about 6 or 7. TJ Kosminski in motion, coming back with a counter. Gibson cuts it up, tries to get outside. He's got some pretty good blocking up there, makes a nice run, and he'll have enough for the 1st down, and that'll stop the clock. So they'll have to hustle. They'll try to get to the line. 58 seconds left.
I got to mention this Joe Gibson kid. He's playing both sides of the ball, so he's really working hard tonight.
Clock's ticking, just under 50 seconds left in a half. Baraka steps underneath. Got the pass play, he's got lots of protection. There's the ball, and oh, it's right on the money. Beautiful pass. Justin Sportel got a piece of it, hit him in the hands, and he was unable to hold on to it. Beautiful, tight spiral, good pattern, just didn't connect.
Well, that's that slant pattern they've been effective with early. That ball Baraka threw nicely. Again, we talked about the rain. That may have been a case where the rain made that ball harder to handle than it would have.
Portage Central's deep
out too. Not only the rain, but the temperatures dropped pretty severely. It's probably in the 40s out there, and the rain mixed with the cold makes your fingers a little less sensitive. So
Kelly Baraka had all kinds of time there. The nice job by the running backs picking up the crashing ends. Here comes the same thing. Trying to get it to Sorrentos. Great defensive play by number 85, Cliff Price. He stepped up, knocked it out of his hands, forced the incomplete pass.
Well, it looked like Kelly may have had a seam there to run the ball. Portage Central dropping quite a few people back in coverage. They've got a lot of their linemen and linebackers blitzing. And if he sees an opening with his quickness, he may want to just take off and head down the field.
Got 37 seconds left. Portage Northern, if they don't pick up the first down, they'll be content to just kind of let the clock run. Portage Central might be interested in calling a timeout to force the Huskies to turn it over. Pass play again, plenty of time. He's airing it up, and this one's going to be too long for number 7, Justin Sportel. Lots of time there, but that forces the Huskies only to send out 2 receivers. And pretty good coverage this time by the Mustangs. Gibson, Sportel, the only 2 out there. Not many options for Kelly. 4th down, that stops the clock with 31 seconds left. TJ Kosminski's deep. To punt it, the number 11, Brian Evans. Good snap, good hold. Ball's out. He just did that on purpose. I'm sure he tried to kick that out of bounds, didn't want to get any type of return. And that'll put the ball in play at the Mustangs 33-yard line. We got 26 seconds left in a half.
Well, you're right, Bob. I'm sure he was trying to angle that ball, keep Portage Central from getting a long run back. Like you mentioned, that's something that Pete Skirmahorn's been concerned with. Ball probably got caught a little bit more on the side of his foot than he wanted. Real short kick there.
All Portage Northern has to do here is drop back and prevent, let the clock run out, go into halftime with an even game.
Hang on to your hats. Mustangs, let's see if they got a trick play here or something up their sleeves. They're just going to be content to try to get a quick hitter, get into the secondary. There it is. There's the trap play, and he's got running room. We got to hope for a good tackle here. Excellent job by the Mustangs up front. Boy, number 34, Corey Johnson. He got the inside handoff, and they kicked out on the pulling guard, trap play, and he got into the secondary just like we thought. That'll move the chains, stop the clock. Mustangs take their second timeout. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Huskies' 45-yard line.
Well, it's a darn good thing Will Page put a hit on that young man, or he would have been in the end zone.
Well, that's one of the problems when you're expecting the long pass. If you start dropping too many, Northern's defensive backs actually weren't too far off the line of scrimmage, but when you start dropping people back, you're not prepared for that run up the middle, and that's the type of thing that can happen, a good 25, 30-yard run off tackle.
Mustangs got 20 seconds to work with and 1 timeout. I figure they probably go to the air. What do you think?
Well, as effective as that last run was, you would think that they may want to at least try to do something on the ground. But yeah, I think right here you probably go to the air, do a quick play, leave yourself with about 15 seconds, and then let yourself throw on the next play and get down within your kicker's field goal range.
We saw Brian King kick the extra point. Looks like he's got a pretty good leg. Mustangs trying to get in the field goal territory. Here's the ball. It's up in the air, working the sideline again. Good catch by number 11, Brian Evans. He went down and out, picked up about 9 yards, and that'll stop the clock. 15 seconds left before the half.
Northern's not careful here. They're going to run another play, and they're going to get inside field goal range. They're going to be in, they're going into halftime 10-7, so they're going to have to D up right here.
Well, and Portage Central running a little bit of a trick play with Evans lined up wide. Number 10, Ryan Cubitt, throwing the ball to him. So they got a couple trick plays up their sleeve, maybe.
Got 3 receivers. Cubitt must have a little stronger arm. He did the pump fake, trying to get it on the bite. Dresden staying with him. Oh! They're calling a flag, and I can't believe it, folks. I cannot believe it. Unless the receiver stepped out of bounds. That was great coverage by number 82, Scott Dresden. They tried to do the pump and fake on the out and then lay it up. Evans working the sideline. Cubitt must have the arm, and so that's why he's in at quarterback.
Yeah, that was a nice throw by Cubitt.
Nice play, but from up here, we're a long ways away. It didn't look like there was any interference on that play.
Well, it looks like it's going against Portage Central, and that's what it is. Brian Evans stepped out of bounds and then tried to come back in, and he's the first one to touch the ball. That's going to move it back for the Mustangs.
Well, like we mentioned, Dresden right with them step for step back on that long pass. Cubit really put it the only place it could be put for Evans to catch it, but obviously Evans, Bob mentioned, stepped out of bounds.
So let's set it up. Second and about 16. The Mustangs right about midfield. We got 8 seconds left in the second quarter. 7-7 game. Huskies going to a prevent. And we got another flag. And we got offsides.
Like Portage Central lining up offsides.
Yeah. That'll move them back 5 more.
That's going to make it tough to run a Hail Mary back on their own 45.
Cubit's still in a quarterback. See what kind of arm this gentleman's got.
Well, and the sophomore Cubit getting some good experience here in the intercity rival. Late seconds to the first half. Pretty tense situation, tied 7-7. 3
receivers. Cubit trying to run a handoff, and I think it's stuffed right there, and it is. Joey Sarantos and Justin Hopwood, number 1133, right there to meet Joel Brooks, and that's going to end the first half. 7-7 game between the Mustangs of Portage Central and the Huskies of Portage Northern. Pretty good first half. Both teams scoring on second and third possessions, respectively. Huskies getting a 68-yard touchdown run from Joe Sarantos. Mustangs answered.
Well,
Shannon Manderfield picked up somewhere around a 12-15-yard run on the inside veer.
pretty good job by both offenses. Both offenses moved the ball, but Portage Northern and Portage Central's defense started to tighten up when other team got inside the 20. That's when they played 8 men up on the line of scrimmage, kept them from running the ball and forced them to throw. And in Portage Northern's case, they got sacked several times, pretty much out of field goal and scoring range.
Well, Central fumbled the ball a little bit more than I'm used to seeing in their history. Coach Knight's not going to be very happy about that. We'll see what he does at halftime.
Well, as you can see, it's still raining. It's not coming down real hard, but that'll make things even more interesting in the second half. Portage Northern's band starting to step out onto the field. Please stay tuned for an excellent halftime show. We had a nice show by the Portage Northern High School Band, director David Papenhagen. We got a 7-7 game. Huskies scored first on a 68-yard touchdown run by Joey Sarantos, number 11, a sophomore. The Mustangs took the following possession. They marched down the field, and they punched it in with about a 17-yard run from Shannon Manderfield. That's where we're at, 7-7. Mustangs coughed it up a couple times, once on a fumble and a second time on the interception. The interception turned out to be a pretty key play because the Mustangs were doing a great job of clock management, using the sidelines, got it down into Husky territory, and looked like they were going to try to go with a go-ahead score just before half.
Well, and turnovers could play a big key in the second half. You mentioned there was 2 turnovers, both by Portage Central, but each team could have had at least 2 or 3 more. They put the ball on the ground several times, and a lot of those were before the rain started coming down as heavy as it is now. So, as Mark mentioned earlier, it's getting cold, it's getting wet. That ball is going to be harder to hang on to throw, and to catch. And the footing's going to be tough, too.
The Mustangs will receive the kickoff for this half. Deep for the Mustangs. Number 25, Nick Anderson. Number 11, Brian Adams. And number 20, Shannon Manderfield. Kosminski, number 15, kicks it for the Husky. He squibs it. It's going to be picked up by Anderson. He's going to try to find a little seam. He got tripped up. And a nice job by the coverage for the Huskies.
And that's probably what Coach Skirmahorn wanted to do, is keep the ball on the ground, keep them somewhere behind the 35-yard line, and just take away almost any possibility of an 80-yard touchdown return, give the Portage Central team a lot of confidence, and a 14-7 lead to boot.
Tackle made by Scott Dresden, senior captain for the Portage Northern Huskies.
Along with number 40, Adriel Morgan. That'll set it up 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at about their own 33-yard line. Mustangs coming out with a Twins formation. Tight end right, split backs. Evans a quarterback. Running backs are Anderson. He's on a quick inside veer along with Joel Brooks. So running the option.
Just gets tripped up at the last minute by Ben Herson, the linebacker, number 91.
And that was a good-looking play. The Mustangs sealing it down. Brian Evans making a good read. Nick Anderson hitting the hole in a hurry. He picks up, we'll call it 5 yards, and that'll set up second down and 5. It's a chilly evening. Rain's coming down. 7-7 game. Same play the other way. Giving the ball to Brooks. Evans trying to hang on to it. Reading it for the pull. Brooks tried to carry it still.
Good job by the defensive line of Portage Northern. Brooks had very little room to run, brought down by 2 or 3 guys over there on the right defensive line.
Got some halftime stats here for you. Portage Central got about 106 yards on the ground. Portage Northern 98. Pretty close in the passing department. 39 for Portage Central and 34 for Portage Northern. Brian Evans again running the option. He tried to pull the ball. And Anderson hanging on to it. And the Huskies come up big. Lots of people up on the front line, stringing it out and stuffing it.
That looked like a broken play there, but Northern did a good job of sticking with the quarterback, making sure they cover the pitch man and shutting that play down cold.
Number 11, Joey Sorrentos made the stop on that play.
Portage Central dominating in terms of first downs. They had 8. Portage Northern had 4. Each team had approximately 20 yards in penalties. Brooks carried the load in the first half for 42 yards on 9 carries. And Sorrentos had 80 yards on about 5 carries. So great kick here by Brian King. Anderson, number 25, on the punt. That's going to back up the Huskies deep in their own territory.
Well, that was a nice punt by the Portage Central kicker there. Baraka probably had the rain influence him a little bit on whether or not to field that punt. Obviously, you don't want to turn the ball over that deep in your own territory. Decide to let it bounce, and they're going to start out inside their own 20-yard line.
We'd like to give a public service announcement for the Blue Dolphin Restaurant downtown for their continued support of Huskies football by sponsoring a spaghetti dinner. The coaches get together and they go down there and they serve all the individuals who purchase a ticket. So we'd like to thank the Blue Dolphin for their continued support of Husky football. Sorrentos on a carry. Baraka trying to do with a quick hitter. Might be a pickup of about 1 yard. We'll call it second down and 9.
Northern likely to stay conservative in their own territory, not wanting to turn the ball over. Probably not going to risk a pass this deep.
Dresden checks in with the play.
Yeah, especially with the rain and the cold. Northern's not going to do anything too exciting probably down in their own end here.
Mustangs staying in primarily a 50 defense with a monster to the wide side. Running the counter. Kelly Baraka trying to cut it outside. Made a nice move. Puts a good stiff arm. Gets around a corner. Nice pickup. Number 22. That's Rob Melsby coming up big, using his speed, but Kelly Baraka with a nice stiff arm helps to get around a corner. That'll bring up third down at about 4.
Brings up a 3rd and 3. I'd like to see the option play. Passes out of the question, maybe a little off tackle.
My guess is Pete's probably going to want to have Kelly keep the ball, not risk a pitch outside.
Yeah.
Maybe some type of quarterback sweep and keep it
Mustangs
right up the middle.
Going right up the blitz. That's a pretty good read there. Baraka looked like he called that play himself. Number 85 for the Mustangs. Cliff Price coming up on the line of scrimmage, trying to blitz in the A gap. So Baraka doing a quarterback sneak to the other side between the center and the guard. He picks up the first down.
That was
good
actually
play.
a nice play call by the Northern Huskies that surprised me up here in the booth.
Well, either the coaches saw something or, as Bob said, Baraka just called that himself. Saw a big gap between the 2 nose tackles. And he was actually about one arm away from maybe breaking that thing all the way because somebody got around his ankles, brought him down, but nice gain for the first down, 1st and 10.
Mustangs in a 52 defense. We got a flag on the play. Kelly Baraka trying to run the option. He finds a gap, and he's gone, folks, but this play's coming back. I'm sorry. It was a great cut, great read, and it's a chase. Touchdown, but I think this one's coming all the way back. Number 22, Rob Melsby. He's got some speed.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a pretty good race there between Baraka and Melsby. I couldn't tell you who won because they stayed right about where they were from about the 40-yard line on. But that's as quick a feat as you're going to see in the Big 8 Conference there between those two.
We saw the flags in a hurry, and I think there might have been one for maybe a possible motion. And then there was a second one for probably maybe a hold. But that's going to move the Huskies back, and that's going to take away that long touchdown gallop by number 10, Kelly Baraka. That play went for about 71 yards. And we're going backwards.
From the Portage Northern Huskies. Baraka runs that play so nicely. We've seen him do that several times against more than one team out here. That's too bad.
So it was motion on the Huskies. Two guys moving at the same time.
Well, and like we mentioned, that's the type of play that Coach Skirmahorn wanted to call. Keep the ball in Baraka's hands. Don't risk a pitch. Wanted to get the first down. Turned out that he got a long game, but it's all coming back. 1st and 15.
Huskies will regroup here. 1st and 15. From about their own 24-yard line. Mustangs bringing a bunch up there on the front line. Baraka got to fix his helmet, got officials timeout, trying to get the snap on. They'll start this one all over.
My guess, they're probably going to hand the ball off here. Baraka quite winded, I'm guessing, after the 71-yard run for the touchdown and then the jog back, 150 yards in about 30 seconds. So my guess is going to try to do a quick hitter up the middle or get the ball out of his hands and let one of these guys that didn't have to run so far.
I'd like to see Sorrentos on that counter put that ball in the big kid's hands, see what he can do with it.
Portage Central on that last formation was bringing a lot of people up there. 1st and 15. They're still stacking them up. They got one linebacker. They got about 7 people on the line of scrimmage. They're running a counter. TJ Kosminski trying to make things happen, and there's not much room there. Nice job of defense by the Mustangs.
You're right, Bob. Portage Central is lining up about 8 to 9 people within a yard or two of the line of scrimmage. They got a couple of cornerbacks up close on the wideouts, and they got everybody else except for the safety up close, looking for the run up the middle.
Tackle was made by Randy Slade of the Portage Central Mustangs.
That'll leave it with 2nd down, about 14. We got 7:45 left in the 3rd quarter. 7-7 game. Running a counter again. This time, it's number 31, Noah Weissert on a carry. He's a little shaken up. He's had some knee problems this year. Gibson will check in and take his place. 3rd down, 11. Big play for both teams. Huskies trying to get out of deep in their own territory. Mustangs would like to pin them there. Try to get the ball back with some good field position.
And they got Sportell split out right. Single coverage, man-to-man.
Looks like the blitz is trying to come. They're backing off. Baraka trying to run it. He makes a good cut here. Oh, great defensive tackle by number 85, Cliff Price. He came up big there. Looked like Kelly could have caught it back and gone across the grain. He had a nice seam there. Cliff Price got a hold of his ankle, and he brought him down.
Well, Price did a good job of fighting off the blocker. He had somebody in his face. He was able to manage to get him off to the side and just get enough of Baraka to slow him down.
We got Evans and Manderfield going deep. TJ Kosminski is going to do the punting. Hope for a good snap here. Good coverage. Portage Central runs a great wall in terms of their punt return. Tear it up, kicks up, and this one's going to go out of bounds. right about the 44-yard line of the Mustangs.
Well, you could tell by the formation Portage Central had in their return team that they're not surprised by Portage Northern's attempt to try to kick the ball to the sideline. They had a guy about 10 yards from the sideline to try to get that ball before it goes out, and they've obviously scouted Northern well enough to know what they want to do with their punt.
So, one possession each. It's Alton kicking the ball away. Both teams got to get some excitement here. Crowd starting to diminish. Weather out here is taking a toll for the worse. We got a great football game, 7-7. Brian Evans doing a nice job of selling the inside veer, pulling the ball, and then following through the hole.
Yeah, that was a great fake by Evans. He sold me up here as well as the defense on the field.
It's a pickup of about 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. Mustangs just short of the midfield stripe. Got 5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter. 7-7 game. We got a quick pitch, trying to get to Anderson. He does a nice job of cutting it upfield, got some good blocking out front, and that'll be enough for the first down. That'll move the chains. Make it 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Husky 45-yard line. Clock ticking.
Stop this run, or they're going to end up.
This is a big possession.
Goal line.
Running the trap on the inside. Brooks on a carry. He'll pick up about 4, and that'll make it 2nd down and 6. I think, you know, the way the weather's going here, first one to score, that might hold up and be a winner.
Well, in Portage Central, we mentioned earlier, one of the things they want to do is get positive yardage on first down. That leaves you with 2nd down and a mid-range to go, and hopefully 3rd and short. Portage Central's come out, and they've done just that. They're getting 4 and 5 yards on first down. It makes your offense run a lot smoother when you're able to do that.
Classic Bob Knight football. Run the ball on the ground, keep it going on the ground, keep it on the ground. That's demonstrated in terms of the number of first downs compared to that for the Huskies in the first half. Mustangs move the chains quite often, picking up 3, 4, 5 yards. And same thing here, running the inside veer. Pick up about 6 yards, and that'll move the chains again. 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball's on the Huskies, 33-yard line.
I noticed I haven't seen the Mustangs turn the ball over, bobble it like they did in the first half. Like I said before, Coach Knight had something to say about that.
Trying to run the trap in there, and we got a big pile up front.
That's a good point, Mark. A lot of those times there's not a lot to do, but I'm sure the coaches emphasize that when you run through that line of scrimmage, you put 2 hands on the ball. If you get a couple extra yards, so be it, but you don't fumble it. And he obviously stressed that point, and you're right, we haven't seen a fumble or at least a bobble yet today.
Nick Kowal, number 70, and Joe Blackport, number 45, on the tackle there, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10, no gain. 3:45 and counting in the third quarter. Big play, got the quick pitch, got blockers out front. Nice job by the defense, Joe Blackport. Boy, that looked like it was going to be a great play for the Mustangs. They got 2 people from the offensive line that pulled out in front. And Blackport found the seam, and he got a piece of Anderson, and he brought him down.
Blackport and Miller, Carl Miller.
Well, Serranos, the outside linebacker on that side, was blocked by about 2 or 3 people, but he held his ground. He strung the play out and allowed his support to come up and make the play. Did a nice job, really, in keeping that from being a large gain. That's your job when you got the outside contained, is to string that out and wait for your support to come up and help you.
So we got 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. I'm sure this is 4-down territory. Too tight to punt, and that looked like motion there, and I didn't see any flag. And we got a fumble on the play, and I don't know who's got it. But there looked like there was a motion up front on the Mustangs.
Yeah, the left guard looked like he fired off about a split second before the snap. Apparently the referees didn't see it that way.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 9 again. Mustangs able to recover the fumble. And the Mustangs will go for it. Big play. Got to get fired up here, get the fans involved.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, Bob, they like to run that counter on 3rd and 4th and long. We'll see if they run it here or some type of outside play.
Got Cubitt deep, and that ball's up in the air, and that one's going to be almost intercepted by Baraka. No, I'm sorry, that's Mike Oldenwald, number 80. That ball looked like it was either tipped or it just came out of his hands when he set to throw the ball. And then Mustangs will turn it over now on downs.
Well, just like the interception late in the first half, I think that ball just got away from him, slipped out of his hands, the wet ball, and close to the same result, although I think Northern's going to get better field position due to the fact he dropped it than if they would have been able to catch that interception.
2:01 left in the third quarter, 7-7 tie. Baraka steps underneath for the Huskies. Weissert in motion, running the option. This is almost a keeper, trying to get out in front. Oh, that's a pretty late hit, I don't know. That'll be a pickup of about 2 or 3. I think that's just a quarterback keeper. What do you think?
Number 85, Cliff Price, laid a pretty good lick on Baraka that time.
Well, Bob, it looked to me like what happened is Weissert went in motion, went probably a little bit faster than the coaches wanted him to, got out ahead of the play, and by that time, Baraka saw where he was and knew he had to keep the ball.
Dresden's the wideout. That's Sarantos, Kosminski, and Weissert in the backfield along with Baraka. 50 defense for the Mustangs. We're going the quick hitter up the middle, and that's Sarantos, and he'll pick up a couple yards. That'll set up about 3rd and 5.
Well, we've seen Northern run these 3rd and 5 or 6 plays quite a bit tonight. They've tended to go to either the option or that counter with the wingback cutting back off the option. And it's been pretty successful.
Let's see what the Mustangs do here defensively. They like to come with a lot of people, put pressure on a quarterback. They got 6 men up there on the line of scrimmage. Here comes the pass. He's laying it up. Sportel, he's going to catch it in stride, and he's got it. Oh, beautiful play. Pretty good coverage by number 40, Chris Winkle. And Sportel, he went up for that one and just kind of wrestled it away. Nice play. Baraka laying that one up. 2-step drop, throwing a rainbow, and Sportel was able to catch up to it.
Well, you called it, Bob. Winkle had good coverage on Sportel, but Baraka hit him right in stride. Made it easy for Sportel to catch that ball, but not bad coverage by the Portage Central.
Big play for the Huskies. 1st and 10 at the Mustangs' 35-yard line. Just under a minute left in the third quarter. Going to the quick hitter. Baraka keeps it. He makes a cutback, and this could be it. Oh, great tackle. Shoestring tackle by number 40, Chris Winkle. He saved the touchdown.
That's back-to-back plays that Winkle had to make a tackle, or Northern had 6.
Looked like Kelly
on the keeper. He's amazing with that play.
Looked like Kelly was going to hand it off, and he pulled it back, and he followed him through the hole, made a nice cutback. Huskies got some life into the offense, getting the crowd involved. 1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line of the Mustangs. Quick hitter, giving it to the big man up front, and he's moving a lot of people, and he's running hard.
I tell you what, he kept that pile moving probably 7 or 8 yards, and that's exactly what Northern needed to do. It's tough to get yards. We talked about Portage Central toughening up inside the 20. He kept the pile moving. That's a gain of 7 on 1st down. Big play.
Nice job by Joe Sarantos, getting some help by number 31, Noah Weissert, blocking up front. And he did. He moved the pile. Well, that'll end the third quarter. We're still tied at 7. The Mustangs got to come up big here because the Huskies are threatening. This is going to set up a classic for the fourth quarter. 7-7 game. Huskies scored first. On a 60-yard gallop by Joe Sorrentos, the Mustangs answered with about a 17-yard run by Shannon Manderfield. This is what you look forward to. This is a great game, gentlemen. Both teams trying to play to their potential. Got good crowd, fan support. A lot of enthusiasm, good sportsmanship. Classic battle.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. Kids in both schools point to this game. Look to it. The goalposts are painted the colors of the team that wins the previous year. As you can see, it's Portage Central. It's been that way for quite several years.
1987 was the last time the Huskies beat the Mustangs. Final 12 minutes. We got it 2nd down and 3, right about the 5-yard line. Huskies got to try to punch this one in. Hang on to the football, gentlemen. Here we go. Power football. We're going from the wishbone. We got it to Sorrentos, and he's running hard, and he's getting stacked up. His forward momentum maybe got him back to the line of scrimmage. But we got number 55 and 85, which is Cliff Price and Eric Fisher. Oh, that's some hard running.
That's power football. Not a lot of room there. And that time, Sorrentos not able to move the Portage Central Mustangs back for a 1st down. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Great defensive stance by the Mustangs. Power football again. We're going with a wishbone. 2nd man, that's McKinley. He's trying to keep his feet. Boy, a lot of penetration by the Mustangs. They had him stopped short, and I think maybe he maybe got 1 yard on that carry. That's going to move it down just inside the 5 to about the 4, and it's 4th down. I believe they're going to try to kick it.
Looks like they're going to try to kick a field goal. Again, we talked about the rain. We talked about the cold. The big impact here is the footing on the plant foot when you're trying to make this kick.
Well, this is almost like an extra point. T.J. Kosminski's pretty good with this. Ball's just about the 4. Oldenwall, he'll take the snap. Ball's down, the kick is up. And it is good!
I'll tell you, Bob, that was a nice job holding the ball by Oldenwald. He got the snap, it was a little bit high, he got it down, kept the rhythm going, and a nice kick by Kosminski right down the middle.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better field position. It was almost an extra point. Moved it back just 1 more yard. And you're right, Mike Oldenwald did a job getting it down. The kick was up, and it was good. And now that gives the Huskies a 3-point lead, 10-7, with 10 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
You mentioned, Bob, that it looked like maybe the team that scores first at least is going to get the momentum, maybe going to win this game. And I'll tell you what, good decision there by Coach Skirmahorn to go ahead and kick the field goal, take the lead, put the pressure on Portage Central, maybe make them open things up a little bit and see if they can get some turnovers.
I'm sure we'll see the same type of squib kick here. TJ is going to try to kick it to one of the sidelines, keep it away from the deep guys. We got to get some good coverage. Special teams are so important. Kosminski to kick. We got Evans. We've got Manderfield. And we got Anderson all in the back. There's the kick, and it's right down the middle. The ball's around, and it's still bouncing. It's picked up by Anderson. He's looking for some room. He makes a good cut. He's still on his feet. Nice return. He gets it all the way back to the 36-yard line, and that's where the Mustangs will start. Tackle on the play by number 79, Steve Bliss.
Well, that's exactly the type of kick that Coach Skirmahorn, I'm sure, wanted. He wants to keep something low, get his coverage team down there. Pretty good coverage there. I'm sure they want to keep these guys inside 35 or 40 and make Portage Central drive the entire length of the field to beat them.
Yeah, that kick was deep enough that it didn't give them great field position. They have good field position, but it was low, hard to handle. Good idea.
Number 10, Ryan Cubitt checks in. He's the quarterback for most of the first half. It was number 11, Brian Evans. So Cubitt, the sophomore, looks like he's going to try to get a spark in there for the offense and be the leader here to bring them back.
Here comes Evans back into the game. He's giving the play to Cubitt. We mentioned earlier, Cubitt looks like he might be the thrower out of the two. But keep an eye on Evans. He's going to flank wide. They've gone to him both times that he's lined up wide.
Twins left, tight end right. You look for a pass play here, watch Evans. He's pretty good hands. There's the tight end throwing it up in the air. And we got a flag. I don't know if this is going to be contact or holding. It might have been illegal chuck downfield beyond the 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like the Northern defender might have gotten a piece of Portage Central wide receiver as he was turning to look for the ball. Illegal contact might be the call.
That's exactly what it looks like. Well, I wonder if they got the rule like they do in the pros where it's not a catchable pass. I don't think they do. I think it's just plain interference. We'd like to pass along that Portage Central at both the freshman and the JV levels last night came up with victories. So the freshman team, I believe, for Portage Central remains undefeated. Classic battle for the JVs. Score was 42-36. A lot of offense. We got a tight one here, 10-7. Huskies leading with 9:40 left in the final quarter. Cubitt keeping it on the keeper. Excellent job by number 31, Noah Weissert.
Now Ben Herson came up, made the big hit, met Evans just when it looked like he was going to be able to get outside and get a long gain, and kept him to a gain of maybe 3.
Number 33, Justin Hopwood on the tackle. So you can hear the Mustang crowd. They're getting them fired up over there. Trying to charge a comeback here. 2nd down and a long 6. Just inside Husky territory at about the 46-yard line. Cubitt rolling out, looking for a pass play. He's got Anderson wide open, and it's just a little long. Boy, that's a favorite play by Coach Bob Knight. Do a rollout, let the back on that side just do about a 5-yard out. And he's trying to go one-on-one with the linebackers, and the linebackers aren't able to stay up with him. Good play call by the Mustangs. That'll bring up 3rd down and a long 6. Clock stopped with 8:54 in the final stanza. Mustangs chasing 3 points. We got a timeout.
Looked like a little confusion on the play from Portage Central. Obviously a key play with 3rd and long, down 3, about 8 minutes left. Again, they want to make sure they get the right play in there and everybody knows what their assignment is.
This is about the time that Coach Knight's going to pull something out of his sock we haven't seen yet tonight. He's going to save these plays for late in the game, something we haven't seen yet. Probably the same lineup of the goal line, and you never know what he's going to do.
Well, if he's got a trick play, this is certainly the time to do it. You don't hold on to anything more after this series.
Well, the Portage Central crowd is rocking and rolling over there. They're getting their club fired up. A lot of excitement in this game. We've seen the ball been put on the turf quite a few times. It's been kicked around and batted around. Mustangs, the only ones that have committed the 2 turnovers, 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. Mustangs are still content to do the grind out. Bo Schembeckler, classic Bob Knight football, keep it on the ground. Huskies have been living by the big play, and we got a big play here. 3rd down and 7. Quick pitch. Brooks trying to get around a corner. Coming up from the outside. We got a mass of players there. Good play by the Mustangs, but an excellent job by the defense to string that out.
Well, again, Serranos was fighting off the wide receiver who had a pretty good block on him. He got away just in time to come up, force that play to the outside, stop him short of the first down. Big play here, 4th down.
We got 4th and a long 4, call it a short 5. I don't know, gentlemen. We got still a lot of time left, but I'd really be concerned about the fake here. Portage Northern has had the ball on almost every kickoff at about the same field position, somewhere around a 40. And you never know what's going to happen here. Good snap, good kick, real
Nice high kick.
They'll get plenty of coverage on this one. And it's going to be down at about the 16-yard line. So a nice job for the Mustangs. They'll see if their defense can keep Portage Northern pinned in their own territory.
And that's exactly what Coach Knight wanted from his punter. He wanted to get it down inside the 20. Don't give Baraka a chance to run the ball back. And let his defense do the job, get the ball back to the Portage Central offense.
Portage Northern needs a long, sustained drive here to get some of the time off the clock and get it down into scoring position.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Mark. They can eat up the clock and punch one in here. They can control their own fate. We're going with a quick hitter straight up the middle, and that's Serranos. He's going to pick up a couple. We'll call it second down.
The key is to hang on to the ball right now, too. I mean, as deep as you are in your own end, a turnover right now could absolutely kill the Huskies, so you need to hang on to the ball.
Clock's ticking with just under 7.5 minutes left in the final quarter. Second down and 9. Huskies trying to sustain the drive here. Eat up the clock. Serranos in the backfield along with Baraka. Weissert goes in motion. Here comes TJ Kosminski. He's trying to run a counter, and an excellent job by number 66. Randy Slade, along with 76, Jim Kilcoyne and Cliff Price, all coming up to make a big defensive stop. That's going to be a loss of about 6 yards.
Yeah, there wasn't any room there for Weissert to run, and nice job by Portage Central's defensive line. Last time they had third down deep in their territory, they let Kelly hold on to the ball, run around, and he broke 71, 72-yard touchdown that ended up getting called back. I'm going to guess they're going to want him to hold on to the ball again and try to get something out wide.
We got Sportel here as a wideout. He's on man coverage. And you're right, there's Kelly Baraka. He's trying to run the ball. And he got tackled and pulled down, and it looks like the Mustangs did exactly what they had to. They pinned him deep, and they're going to force the punt. They're going to get excellent field position here with about 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes left in the game.
If I was Northern, I would not kick this ball to the sideline. I'd try to get it up and deep, let him catch it, try to tackle him, maybe cause a fumble, turn the ball over.
We need a great kick here. TJ Kosminski's going out of his own end zone. The kick is up, and it's not a very good one. It's out of bounds. We'll have to see where they mark it. And they're going to get the ball at the Huskies' 24-yard line. Man, we only got about a 15-yard punt there. It went out of bounds. The Mustangs have a golden opportunity here with 5:45 left, trailing by 3.
Well, Portage Central defense just showed right there that they can hold Northern, hold them deep, force a punt. Portage Northern's defense now, it's gut check time. They realize that if they can hold on to Portage Central one more time, they got a good chance of winning this game. They really need to pull it together and play tough.
4 down territory, going on a quick hitter. That's Brian Evans. He's on a quarterback follow, and he's still going. That's a great play. Quick count, trying to catch the Huskies sleeping. He's going to pick up close to the first down. They might have to bring the sticks out and measure this. Second down. Less than a yard. Ball's at the Huskies' 14-yard line.
Way Central's been moving the ball 2, 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. This does not look good for the Huskies.
This is big plays right here. Huskies going to have to try to prevent them on 4 down territory. Same play. Tried to get Evans on a keeper. I'm sure he's got enough for the first down. That'll get him a set of 4 more. That'll move the chains. Boy, the Mustang crowd is just fired up. The Huskies here are on their heels, folks. We got to get them fired up, get them going.
The unfortunate thing about this is Central still has an opportunity to get another first down.
Brian Evans at quarterback. We got Brooks in a backfield.
Good play by Hopwood there, stepping up, making the tackle on Brooks. We talked about how hard Brooks runs. Hopwood took him on at the line of scrimmage, held him to about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Yeah, Bob, that was a good hit. I could hear it all the way up here.
Boy, finally, we got a timeout here by the Huskies. They're going to try to set up a defensive package here, but we talked about it. We wanted the Huskies to sustain a drive and eat up the clock, and now the Mustangs are doing it. They're doing great time management here. They're at the 10-yard line. They're going to try to eat up as much of this clock as they can. Punch one in.
I like the timeout call by Portage Northern. Your defense wasn't off the field for very long. Your offense only had the ball for about a minute or two. You come right back out. Portage Central's got 1 first down. Settle them down, go out there, talk to them, tell them exactly what you want them to do, make sure you got the right defenses called, and get your guys fired up. Let's see if Coach Lascaritas can do just that.
Ten to 7. Portage Northern up by 3. We got 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Portage Central looking right at the opportunity to take the lead. I'm the Mustangs. I'm looking for inside, outside veer. Staying with my bread and butter. Evans brings them to the line. They got double tight. Split backs. They're running a veer. Brian Evans keeps it on the keeper. He's going for the end zone corner, and he's got the touchdown. Excellent job by Brian Evans. He made a nice job with the read. He get it to the belly of Joel Brooks. Joel Brooks looked like he had the ball, most of the defensive end, and the linebackers went to him. He pulled it out, and it was a race to the corner, and he dove for the pylon, and he got it.
Well, and Evans shows why he's been running that offense. He made a great read on the defensive end, fake to Brooks up the middle, and then kept the ball, and there was nobody outside there to contain him.
So here's the PAT. This is a big PAT because it'll put him up by 4 points. We got number 70.
The holder on the snap.
Brian King comes in, and it's good.
Oh.
And I thought Hopwood was going to get that one.
Pretty lucky kick there. A real high snap, but a good hold by the quarterback, number 11, Brian Evans. Pulled it down, and Central was able to make the kick.
King keep doing a nice job of keeping his head down, getting enough of the ball to put it through, and that's big. That puts them up by 4 and puts all the pressure now on the Huskies. They got plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, that's one good thing about Portage Central scoring early. Mark had mentioned earlier they could have gotten a first down. If they would have run 3 plays, got the first down, run another 3, Northern probably would have had under 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half once they got the ball. But one silver lining, they got 4.5 minutes, plenty of time to run their offense, run the option, run their counter back with the wing back, and take their time and not rush things.
Well, the rain is still coming down. Field's pretty wet. Chilly temperatures. This has been a fantastic game. We've lost some of the crowd because of the weather, but those that have stayed, another exciting finish coming up in the last 4.5 minutes. 14-10, Portage Central. Brian King set to kick it off. We got Sportel and Gibson deep. He tried to kick this one up. We got to come up and get it. Gibson picks it up, trying to find an opening. Does a nice job of holding on to it, and that'll set it up. 1st and 10 at about the 26-yard line.
The problem with that return, it took a little too long to develop. The wedge had formed, but that wedge can only hold for about 3 or 4 seconds. By the time the ball carrier got the ball up, that had pretty much dissipated, and Portage Central up to make the tackle deep in Northern's own territory. They'll start out first down and 10, about their own 26. Again with the double wing.
Northern's going to have to do a little more than just try to run the ball off tackle and run the counter. They got to move the ball.
Quick hitter, Sorrentos running it hard. Nice job by Sorrentos. Keep them legs pumping, keep them shoulders square, keep moving a pile.
Well, the one thing, Mark, you don't want to do, I think, with a sophomore quarterback is make him feel like he's got to win the game in one play. And I think the nice thing about having this much time in the clock is they can go ahead and do what they were doing in the first half that was successful and not make him feel like he's got to throw the ball downfield and take a chance on a big interception and end all their hopes.
Noah Weissert, Sorrentos in a backfield with Baraka, along with TJ Kosminski. We're running the option. Kelly Baraka trying to make things happen. He carries the ball for a couple yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Boy, it would have been nice to see a pitch there.
Yeah, Portage Central has gotten used to seeing Baraka tuck the ball and run on that option. They haven't pitched it much at all tonight, and I think that's the time when you really got to, even though Baraka might be the best outside runner, you got to pitch it out and take your chances if a guy's wide open.
Number 40, Chris Winkle, goes off the sidelines for the Mustang. He's got a little injury. Number 25, Nick Anderson, will check in for him. 3rd down and 5. Big play. Kelly Baraka steps underneath. Going with a pass play. Got the slant. That ball's up in the air and incomplete. That ball was thrown a little too high. That's going to set up 4th and 5, and now it's decision time. Oh. Well, putting it all on the line right here, folks. We got 2:56 left in the final quarter. It's going to be 4th and 5 for the Huskies. Got to get the first down, folks.
Well,
Crowd's got to get fired up.
One play I wouldn't mind seeing if Northern's got in their arsenal is rolling Baraka out. Let him take a look, either run or pass, depending on what's open, but give him a couple different options in case one's blocked off.
I'd like to see about a 2-step drop and a quick
Well, I'd like to see a tight end dump right here.
Yeah, that's what I said. A little quick
Number 91, Ben Herson. Look at that. Oh, they started him up, and they tried it. Sorrentos, the ball's up in the air, and it's incomplete. That's TJ Kosminski. I'm sorry. Portage Central takes over on downs. Boy, we called it up here, guys.
Yeah, that was a good play call. Kosminski was open for a second. Baraka had a little bit of heat coming up the middle. When he turned and fired it, Kosminski wasn't quite ready. Didn't see the ball coming. Northern's not in too much trouble yet. They got 2 timeouts left. Portage Central's not in scoring range. If they can hold them 3 downs into a punt, they still got a chance.
Boy, we saw Ben Herson. He tried to release outside, and the defensive end for the Mustangs did an excellent job of tying him up. So the tight end dump wasn't there. TJ Kosminski coming from the weak side wing. And you were right, Bob. He was open for a little bit, but the pressure up front caused Baraka to hang on to it. And then when he threw it, it wasn't there. Brian Evans, he's keeping it on the ground himself. Nice job of following Brooks through the hole, keeping it on the ground, keeping the clock going. So we got 2nd down and 6. Ball's on the 28-yard line of the Huskies. The clock is ticking. We've got just under 2.5 left in the game. Quick hitter trying to run a counter. Got some open room. Nice job by Justin Hopwood, number 33, to come up with a tackle. And that was number 20, Manderfield, on a carry. Huskies burn their 2nd timeout. That stops the clock with 2:02 left.
Well, this play here, it's 3rd and 3. They've got 1 timeout left. I got to imagine they're going to stack 9 people on the line of scrimmage. They realize they're either going to run it off tackle or they're going to try the quarterback keeper or pitch it. They need to make sure they stop him here or Portage Central is in control.
Big play. If I'm Portage Central, I'm real happy with my position because I've got to get 3 yards on 2 tries. With the field position and the time left remaining, they'll go for it on 4th down if they don't get the first down here. Got a quiet crowd here on the Husky side. Home crowd, a little disappointed. Got to try to keep some hope. Mustang crowd's fired up. Their defense did the job. They came up with a big stands there. They moved the ball over into Husky territory, got the punt deep. And the Huskies went 3 and out, and they even went backwards on their 3 plays. Here it is. 3rd and 3, 25-yard line. Brian Evans going to keep it. He's got the run, and he's going to cut it up, and he's got the first down. And I think that's all she wrote, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Clock is stopped.
Pretty much just might have iced it here.
At this point, really, Northern's coach is going to be telling their players, again, put your helmet on the ball, try to get a fumble, try to rip that out. Minute 56 left. They're going to start the clock right now. Got to hope for a turnover.
Been an excellent ball game.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. Both teams have played really well. I don't think either team has disappointed its fans at all. They both fought hard. It's been a close game.
Quick hitter up the middle. That's Nick Anderson, and boy, he was met by a host. That's number 35, Maurice McKinley on the tackle, and Huskies burn, I believe, their last time out. That'll leave us with 1:23 left. The Huskies trailing 14-10. Mustangs will have it 2nd down and about 10. They're going to try to eat up the clock here. I believe the Mustangs will still have to get a first down to eat up the rest of the clock.
Yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, they're going to be running. This is 4-down territory. They're not going to risk a punt. But I don't think, unless they get a first down, that they can run this clock out.
Second down 11. The Huskies scored first, took a 7-0 lead. The Mustangs answered, tied it up 7-7. Huskies came out, got first blood in the second half on a